Okay. We have Yasso 800s today. Yep. Be testing out the Nike Vaporfly Next percents. Really excited about this. This is the last super shoe, probably, maybe, that I will be testing before Grandma's Marathon. I like the look of these. Last time I did this workout, I averaged, I think, 238, and that was on the track. And it's a little chillier today, and I'm on the road, so not 100% sure. Plus, I ran 20 miles 3 days ago, so the legs might be a little heavy from that, but that's even more reason to see how well these work. So, warm up and then test these out. Okay. It's a little difficult to put on. All right, we got this nice truck. Not sure what he's doing, but okay. First impression of the Vaporflies is that they're pretty comfortable. I'm not sure how it's gonna go into the workout. They're a little more snug. They feel springier. They're a little more snug than most of the other shoes, and they're a little springier. So we'll see how the workout goes. All right, so it begins. First interval was always such a shock to the system, but shoes feel pretty good. Not 100% sure about them, but they feel pretty good. So, see how the rest of the workout goes. Oh man. All right. It is just absolutely a gorgeous day now. All right, 3 to go. Feeling good, but these aren't the shoes. These are not the go. All right.
solid day so far. Just gotta finish it out strong. See what the average is and then see how high my heart rate is. That's pushing it a little bit more today. All right. Here we go. Okay. This shoe is great, but it's not for me. Ankle. Let's talk about it.
All right. Decision time. So we're going to talk about these shoes and then see which one I'm going to use for Grandma's Marathon. So the Nike Vaporfly Next Percent. This is a great shoe. It weighs less than the rest of these, which is a huge bonus. If you don't have to carry extra unnecessary weight for the duration of a marathon, that's huge. This is like the original super shoe, right? Like these back in the day were the 4%, Nike 4% shoe that changed the game and started the whole carbon fiber super shoe race. These actually don't look or feel all that different than the original predecessor. There are some minor upgrades to the upper, including the fact that this is just like all one piece in the original version versus a tongue that's kind of slanted off to the side in the new version. And that's to help kind of with that lockdown feel that you get on your shoe. And I think that it did that pretty well. This mesh is interesting. It's very breathable. It's very light. It doesn't move a whole lot, which is actually pretty good from a support standpoint. I thought this shoe was extremely springy. It was light. It had a lot of bounce to it. You could tell that you're running in a super shoe, which is really good. Also has that like caveat that it changes your form just a little bit, or I felt like it changed my form just a little bit. These are $250, which is about on par with the rest of the super shoes. From a design standpoint, I think Nike kills it pretty much every time. They're just a nice clean look with a splash of color. Honestly, I mean, there's not a whole lot to say negative about this shoe. It's got this little heel pad in here just for a little extra locking mechanism on your heel that there's no slipping. This is just a really good shoe. Unfortunately, I'm not going to use it for two reasons. The first reason is what I've already mentioned in the fact that it changes my running form just a little bit to the point where it didn't necessarily bother me, but I like the fact that I don't feel any different in these shoes. Maybe that's a good thing, maybe that's a bad thing. The other thing is that this lacing, is that the way that this laces just doesn't hit my ankle in the right spot. I have just a weird kind of like extra big navicular bone in my left foot. This is unique to just me, probably. And the way that this laces, it's either on one side or the other, and it's not really a way for me to change that like I did with the Adios Pro. And so it wasn't bad. I mean, I had a good workout in the shoe. It wasn't like the most awful, uncomfortable feeling ever, but after about 2 or 3 reps, it was uncomfortable. And so it's not like it was bleeding or anything like that. Like it was just slightly uncomfortable. And so for that to be the case in a 2.5 minute rep, that's probably going to be extrapolated or exacerbated over a 2.5 hour race. Basically, these are wonderful shoes for someone else. I'm going to give them an 8 out of 10. For me, they're probably a 9 or 10 out of 10 for somebody else, as long as you have a non-irregularly shaped foot. These are probably awesome shoes for you. They're a little bit soft, and that's the only other thing that I didn't love about them. I'd say the Asics and the Saucony shoes are a little bit firmer, which is something that I just kind of personally like. It's more similar to like a racing flat feel, where it's really firm, and so it's more responsive. Whereas this, you can tell that there's a lot of foam there, and the foam is one of the things that helps it go faster. But for me, it feels almost like I'm running on just like an extra layer of pillows. For some people, that might feel awesome. For me, I'd rather just hit the ground and go. It depends on your stride. But that's the only other thing that I didn't necessarily love about the shoe. But again, that might be something that you really enjoy. I might use these for a couple workouts here and there. Again, they were a pretty good shoe. Or I might give them away. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with them yet. I used to race in the predecessor of this shoe. I ran several road races and 70.3s in these. So it's a solid shoe, but it's just not worth that slight uncomfortable feeling that I get. So that's that. I'll be racing Grandma's Marathon in these bad boys, the Saucony Endorphin Pro, and I'm excited. Workout standpoint, workout went great. I averaged 237, which compared to when I did these with the Adios Pro 2 months ago, it was like 245. One of the best workouts that I've had. Things are ticking right along, and just super excited for Grandma's Marathon and then building up to Ironman Wisconsin. So keeping the ball rolling, and yeah, until next time, happy training.